King Charles is facing criticism for allowing his brother, Prince Andrew, to continue residing at the Royal Lodge, a situation described as akin to an unwelcome houseguest overstaying their welcome. Royal commentator and author Nathan Kay has voiced his concerns, suggesting it's time for King Charles to take decisive action and show Prince Andrew the exit. In a recent article for Express UK, Kay argued that it's high time King Charles enforced a more definitive solution, rather than extending further olive branches. He criticized Prince Andrew for remaining in the grand 30-room palace as if it were his last refuge, calling him a symbol of the monarchy's excessive privilege. Kay's proposed solution is straightforward. King Charles should stop extending leniency and instead issue an eviction notice. This move would allow the royal family to distance itself from Andrew's ongoing controversy. Prince Andrew, 64, has depended on financial support from his brother and the royal family to maintain the Royal Lodge in Berkshire. Despite having held the lease since August 2003, following the death of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, the upkeep of the historic property is costly. Recent reports indicate that Andrew is under considerable pressure to vacate, driven by financial considerations rather than personal conflicts within the family. Over the years, Andrew has invested approximately £7.5 million in renovations and paid a £1 million sum to the Crown Estate. His lease, which extends until 2078, includes a clause that prevents him from profiting from any increase in the property's value. Upon his death, the property can only be inherited by his daughters or widow. Should Andrew decide to end the lease now, he would face limited compensation for his renovation expenses due to a diminishing reimbursement arrangement. Despite his reluctance to move, there is speculation that he might be relocated to Frogmore Cottage, a residence previously occupied by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If Andrew can manage the high costs of maintaining Royal Lodge himself, he may be allowed to stay. However, with King Charles's financial support expected to eventually cease, a move to a more affordable residence seems increasingly likely. The decision to lease Royal Lodge to Prince Andrew was initially based on financial and practical considerations, as his willingness to fund renovations spared the Crown Estate from these costs. The property's location also made it a suitable choice for security reasons. Although there is an option to buy out the annual rental for £2.5 million, it remains unclear whether Andrew will pursue this option amidst the current pressures. While the nation celebrates positive news regarding the Princess of Wales's health, the royal family continues to grapple with issues surrounding Prince Andrew. He remains a controversial figure, rarely seen in public and preferring the seclusion of Royal Lodge. However, his continued residence may be jeopardized if he cannot cover the substantial costs associated with it. Upcoming broadcasts, such as the Amazon Prime documentary, A Very Royal Scandal, which revisits his infamous Newsnight interview, highlight the ongoing damage to Andrew's reputation. King Charles has effectively given him an ultimatum: either become financially independent and cover the costs of Royal Lodge yourself, or move to more modest accommodation, such as Frogmore Cottage. Currently, the siege of Royal Lodge shows no signs of resolution, with Andrew holding a lease until 2078. Despite his significant investments in the property, his financial dependence on King Charles poses a threat to his continued stay. While he may not face extreme hardships, the prospect of moving to a less luxurious residence remains a significant possibility, contingent on his ability to adapt to changing financial realities.